and moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to Tobago Updates Morning Show. I am your host, Renessa Ortiz, and as seen on the live feed, it is wet outside, it is rainy. I want to remind all drivers to be cautious on the roads this morning. Joining me in studio this morning is Fiona Grant. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning. Thank you so much for the warm welcome on this chilly Friday morning, Renessa. And to all the Tobago viewers and the viewers all over the world, welcome. It's a pleasure to be here.
It is the end of the week, viewers. It is Friday and it is the end of our week of celebrating our women in light of International Women's Day. And this morning is no different to the rest of the week. We have so many conversations here just highlighting women on the island of Tobago, as well as their journeys into their significant paths that they have followed throughout their lives. But before we get into any of that, we're going to head on over to news in 90 seconds. Former Tobago West MP Shamfa bids for Tobago PNM leadership. Police call to violent disturbance at Scarborough Secondary. And the TTPS Special Victims Department Operation Beacon crackdown clears Tobago cases. Your news in 90 seconds starts now for Friday, March 6, 2026. Former Tobago West Member of Parliament Shamfa Cudjoe-Lewis, in a Tobago Updates exclusive yesterday, officially announced her bid for political leader of the Tobago PNM Council. Internal elections are scheduled for April 2026. After 15 years representing Tobago on the national stage, she is calling for a renewal of the party to transform the council into a modern, disciplined organization and reunite the membership. Leader Ansel Dennis is yet to make similar declarations. Police were forced to intervene at Scarborough Secondary School yesterday following the violent disturbance among students. The incidents, which spilled out into the street just outside the school, required a heavy police presence to quell the fighting. While no serious injuries were reported, the event has reignited urgent calls for increased security and mental health support within Tobago's secondary school system. Finally, under the TTPS Special Victims Department's Operation Beacon, a 52-year-old Charlottesville man will appear in Scarborough Court facing multiple counts of child cruelty after allegedly assaulting his children over a missing ring. Separately, police have questioned a suspect in a horrific sexual assault. A woman was allegedly kidnapped in a silver Toyota Corolla in Buku and taken to a Susulan's apartment. The public is urged to contact the nearest police station with any information or call 800-TIPS. That was your news in 90 seconds. Tune in again at 6:30 p.m. for a full newscast. Now, Fiona, we're hearing so many things in the news, especially Operation Beacon, and I think that that's something that's really crucial, especially given in light of International Women's Day. We always talk about women being victims of domestic abuse and such. So seeing that the Special Victims Unit has put on this operation, it really sends a signal that we really are diving into some of these issues here within society and trying to quell it as much as possible.
That's correct. And as I've always said, the prettiest flowers always gets picked. So, ladies, you don't know who wants to pick that flower. So you always have to be aware. That's not to say that the other party doesn't have to be controlled, disciplined, and to just leave people alone sometimes. Control yourself, leave people that don't belong to you alone.
And it's interesting because I believe it was yesterday we had Dr. Hazel Thompson here, James here on set, and she was talking about consent from as the early level in primary schools to ensure that while all young people are growing, they also understand the importance of consent, understand bad touch, good touch, and that we can relate with one another in society in a way that is respectable and comfortable to all involved. And we're also seeing violence in the secondary schools again. And I think I saw just last night Prime Minister Kamala Persad bringing to the forefront that she is going to have parents be legally and financially responsible for the decisions that their children make. What are your thoughts on that?
Listen, I understand that there are some parents who may be trying their best, and for all they have done, their children decided, listen, I'm going to do whatever it is I want to do. That's a different scene. But there are some parents who are very cognizant that their children are disrespectful, disobedient, and cause chaos for other people, and they have no form of recompense for those children. I agree. Let them face the consequence. What you have reaped, you will sow.
Especially when it comes to the violent disturbances, especially where there are multiple students beating up on one, because I have seen it on multiple occasions on social media, and the devastation that it brings to the child that is being bullied. I know recently we saw on Facebook there was the young man with the boots, and they were bullying him, and now you're seeing he's getting haircuts, he's getting shoes, and it just goes to show as a society, especially when parents are bringing up our children, it's always important that we instill in them those values, that you aren't to think that you are better than anyone else. You are not to make anyone feel as though they are lower than you, they are beneath you. Treat everyone with kindness, and I think that's where society will start to get some sort of turnover.
I agree, and the thing is, our nation's watchwords are discipline, tolerance, and production. We have drifted so far from those three words in so many aspects. I really do hope, I really do pray that the initiatives the government are taken, that it will allow for some kind of circle back, that we will see our nation becoming again the calm place it used to be. Yes, we had our grievances, but it was nothing like this, never at this level.
As this song bring back the old time days.
Bring back the old time. Yes.
Now, Fiona, we're on to the celebratory segment of our morning. It is our birthday segment. It's our birthday shout outs. First up this morning on the lineup, we have Arundel Brewster. Happy birthday to you from us here at the Tobago Updates family. We hope you have a vibrant day in spite of the rainy weather.
Oh, yes.
I know you're going to spend it with those who love and cherish you, and wishing you all God's greatest blessings upon your life. Next up, we have Alana Benoit. I love this pose. Very sassy. And I hope that today you spend it reflecting and really putting into gear those plans you have for this new year, and that you achieve all the goals you set out for this upcoming year.
Yes, birthday blessings and happy new year. And coming up now, we have Tennille Graham, the terrific Tennille. Lady, have a happy new year and a wonderful birthday. May all your desires come to pass, and make sure that you make some awesome memories today. We continue with Joshelle Dan. Oh, Joshelle Dan, a fantastic day to you. You do all that you must do, all that you need to do to make sure that this year is the start of all the fantastic things you've been dreaming of. And finally, a very special one. This is a birthday shout out to little Jojo Joel Grant, my daughter, who turned 6 years old today. Her classmate just had a birthday yesterday, Zuri at Buku School.
Yes.
So yeah, they've been partying in first year. Mr. Pen, you're gonna have parties all week apparently. So Jojo, happy birthday to you.
All right, and that's it for our birthday celebrations. And to those who did not make it on the birthday lineup this morning, we're going to send you happy birthday greetings. And to those who have any celebratory moments that they would like to share with us and the viewers, please feel free to share it with us here at Tobago Update so that we can celebrate with you.
That's right.
We're heading over into the rundown this morning. This morning we have Latoya Roberts. She's author and publisher, and we're continuing the conversation on International Women's Day, women in these fields. We have Dernell Smith right after, founder of Tobago Cosmetics. She's no stranger here to us here in the Tobago space. And last but certainly not least, we have Kelsey Toussaint, head coach, and we're talking about sports on this International Women's Day as we wrap up this International Women's Day week. Now, before we go to a break, I want to remind you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Promotion presents Laugh and Live this Good Friday, 7 p.m. It's non-stop laughter at Birchwood Legacy Park, Lowlands. Special guest from Jamaica, Mr. Funny himself, Owen Blacker Ellis. From Trinidad, Rising Comics, Alan the Entertainer, and Son. And from Tobago, Amateur Comic, Bishop Terence Baines. Listen, this is a laughing matter. Get your tickets now at Den's Electronics, 2nd floor, Port Mall, Scarborough. And Island e-tickets or call 685-1988. At the door, you will pay more. It's gonna be a family affair. Laughter is good for the soul, whether you're young or you're old. So get your tickets now. You can't afford to miss it. Add some laughter to your Easter.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So, even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49SWIFT 4979438.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back, and in remembrance of International Women's Day 2026, the theme Rights, Justice, Action for all women and girls. It's a theme that reminds us that the progress we celebrate today came from women who refused to step back even when the odds were stacked against them. Fiona.
Now, when we talk about the rights, of course we're considering things like from way back when, the right to vote, the right to equal payment, the right to just have a life outside of what society expected. Those things that we take for granted now, young ladies, that we think we always had. We didn't. And I want us to remember to use our rights wisely, because with rights come responsibilities. And as women, we know we are responsible for a lot of the good that happens in this world. When women give of themselves in the best ways, societies are blossoming, societies prosper. So remember, with your rights come responsibilities.
Now, I know some years ago, I was having a conversation with a gentleman, and the question posed to me and a group of other young ladies in the presence, it was, women are better leaders. And he went on to say why he said that, because we are more compassionate, we are more nurturing, as opposed to our male counterparts. We tend to have that sixth sense, that intuition, as opposed to our male counterparts. What are your thoughts on that, Fiona?
I'm always concerned when people try to pit one gender against the other. We created to do this thing together. And while I can't say that women do handle certain situations in amazing ways, I must say that, men have their strengths as well. When we consider how compassionate we are, sometimes it can be taken advantage of, where a man will just nip it in the bud, cut it off. We are gracious. We give 10,000 second chances, and sometimes we can be taken advantage of. But in that same sense, we make good HR managers, because we meet and connect with the employees. We give grace, we give understanding, and that kind of compassion meets people and allows them to give their best again. Let them know that they have a chance to try again without the harsh cut off one time.
And it's interesting that you mentioned we shouldn't be pitting each gender against each other, because we both have our collective roles here in society to play. And for International Women's Day, all men are also very important in how women came to be, because I'm sure that there are men in history who have fought for women. Men who, especially when it comes to our fathers or grandfathers or uncles or brothers, the men who are right beside us on the day-to-day, who are fighting for us, who are ensuring that we are protected, we are safe, and look out for our best interests. So as much as we are celebrating women, the men are still very crucial and important for what our women are doing today. I know we still have some things that we need to break, some barriers we still need to cross, especially when we are talking about equal pay, when we are talking about women and men working in the same fields and they are not granted the same opportunities. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that all women are very much important in society, and the role that all men play in supporting and uplifting them as well.
And if we didn't say it yet, happy International Women's Day again to every woman listening, everyone in Tobago, across the Caribbean. Celebrate yourself today. Enjoy your day. And remember that we are women. We are powerful. We are wise. We are competent. We can do the difficult things. Encourage your daughter, your niece, your little girl, cousin, as they go out to school today or to work or just to do the errands with you, that they are worth it.
Now, we're also going to go to a short break, and when we come back, we're going to head straight into our conversations. Please remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships. It's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tapago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tapago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tapago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tapago's at your service.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to our morning show right here on Tobago Updates. Our first guest this morning is the president and one of the head coaches of the amazing and well-renowned Zenith Athletics Club. We have Mrs. Kelsey Toussaint Reed. Yes, now, through her work in the club, she continues to inspire young athletes, especially girls, to pursue excellence in and break barriers in the sporting arena. Kelsey, we thank you for being here with us and welcome to Tobago Updates.
Oh, good morning and thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. Now, the first question we want to ask you, what inspired you to become or to pursue this male-dominated field so aggressively?
Well, good morning, Tobago. I myself was an athlete growing up. Track and field actually took me to college and paid my way through school, and there were some experiences as a female athlete that I had to go through. And I said to myself, if I have the opportunity, I want to change that experience for girls in the sport going forward, right? And as you're saying, it is true that most of my coaches were male.
Yes.
And I was lucky enough that when I started college, my head coach was female. So that was my first introduction to seeing a female coach. She is one of my mentors today, Coach Connie Price-Smith, 4-time Olympian. And she was the one that actually encouraged me or was the motivation for me becoming a coach today. I just really want girls to have a safer space going through with sports, and if I can be the catalyst for that change, then I'm here to stay.
Now, I'm just going to tag a bit on what you just said in terms of having women in this space for young women growing up. How important it is for young girls in Tobago to see women leading in this male-dominated field?
Well, then it shows that this can also be a pathway for them, right? And then there is a safe space where they can now come and talk about the things that are part of their process, because girls in sport has to go through so many other things than the males themselves.
My goodness.
And then you need somebody who you could feel safe with to talk about, to talk up to them with. Somebody who understands what our bodies go through, because it's different, and we have so many cycles and all kind of things happening, and still have to maintain a high level of competition and performance, right? And I think the peer pressure on girls, especially with gender and rules and that kind of thing, also plays a big part in how we stay in the sport and how long we stay in the sport for. Because traditionally, we lose our girls getting into the higher age groups, right? Most of the time to education, because you know, parents think that the girls need to stay in school, and there's not a balance between the sport and the education. So I want to be here to tell the girls that we can do both. We can do education. It doesn't have to be traditional.
Yes.
But you can do a bit of both. And once you have that balance, you can be successful.
Already we see the inspiration coming out. I imagine coming back to Tobago and deciding to pursue coaching now must have been a little bit ticklish. What was your experience? Did you have a Tobago-based female coach at all?
No, but my coaching in Tobago was by chance. It wasn't a plan. I came back and I was actually done with track and field. I did engineering as my degree, so then that is what I wanted to pursue when I came back. And my daughter, for some reason, someday she was in school and said she was hungry, so the school called me up to come and bring her something to eat, right? But while I was visiting, the school was going through their preparations for primary school track and field.
Right.
And I just made a comment because they were doing something wrong at the time, and I said, hey, let's try this instead. By the next week, one of the teachers, Sir Gibbs, came to me and said, you know what, come out and help us, right? And that there's been no turning back since then. Yeah,
so essentially this was like a change of fate for you. Your calling was already basically put in stone, because you went to study engineering. You were part of the sporting fraternity before you even pursued engineering.
Right, correct.
And then coming back to pursue that engineering was just like a turn of events.
Right. But I still do the engineering, but I had no plans of coaching whatsoever when I came back. And my daughter would have been about 5 or 6 at that time. So between that period of time, I had no involvement in the sport or in sport at all. Yes.
Mr. Gibbs, if you're watching, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Now we have the president and head coach of Senate, just because of a question asked of volunteer.
And following up on that, Mr. Franklin, I don't know if you know the Franklin brothers. Unfortunately, we lost one of them last year. But Mr. Franklin was the one that approached me and said, hey, come back to Senate. We need you here. My brother and I, we are getting older, and we need some of the younger ones like you to come in and take up the mantle. And, you know, it took some time for me, but in the end, it was a no-brainer, because the club is what changed my life.
That's right.
And I want to be that change for somebody else.
That's excellent. Considering now that you are in a position to make some changes, what are some of the changes that you have made? You know, seeing that you were female in the sport and you didn't have whatever you felt you needed to have. What do you do differently with your girls now?
Right. They would tell you that I am one of their biggest supporters. We have, you know, safe sport has been a thing that has been introduced around the sporting arena now. So we have that. We actually now have a new safeguarding officer, and so we're trying to implement a lot of those practices into our daily routines. I actually have now with me another female coach in the club, and even the other coaches that we have coming in, they are very cognizant of what is needed or how you approach a female athlete, right? I mean, I just want it to be a better space for them, a space that we can understand what are the trials and tribulations of being a female, not just in the sport, but generally, and how we would approach coaching them to keep them in the sport for a longer period of time.
Now, I know when I was growing up in school and you had females trying out for sports, it was automatically categorized as a woman being a tomboy and that she doesn't have femininity.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that statement?
Right. So, I should have worn a sleeveless today so that the muscles could show. Right?
Women have muscles too.
Right?
That's right.
And it doesn't take away from who you are as a female. I mean, I am a mother, I have 3 children, but I don't let how people see me negate what is beautiful, because muscles are beautiful. We need them to understand that muscles are beautiful, and then when you have a body like that, it transcends further into your life, because then you are now healthier going forward in your later years.
Just talking about that.
Right? And that is important to prevent lifestyle disease and that kind of thing. So we need them to understand, forget it. People just call me all kind of things. Somebody said to me the other day, and I want to use the Tobago language when I say this, you look like you just beat up, man.
Oh, Lord.
And I said, that was okay. So if you come around me in the wrong way, you know you're going to get it. Right? And I just want girls to understand, it is beautiful. It is, I don't want to say sexy because we're talking to young girls as well.
That's right.
But your body is beautiful in any way or form it is, even with the muscles.
That's correct.
Even with the muscles.
Earlier we were talking about how important it is to, if you know you're a pretty flower, lots of people like to pick pretty flowers. So get the muscles, get strong.
Yes.
So if anything is happening, you could be able to
protect yourself.
To beat up the man. Now listen, I'm sorry, but I want to ask you something. I know that you have a lot of, you said you're one of the biggest supporters. When your girls or your team wins, and you feel the excitement, do you all have a chant or something that you would do, or a special dance that if they see it now they can say, oh, look, coach doing everything on TV?
First they will tell you I'm very soft. The first thing that happens is there's normally tears in my eyes, and most of the time I need to find a corner to pull myself together, right? The funny thing about this is I also coach my children, 2 of which are girls, right? And most of the days, I have to be strong for them, right? Not just my girls, but all the girls. But it gets emotional at some time. There's not a dance per se that I would do, but they would tell me that I'm always dancing. And we would do little TikToks in training and that kind of thing. But to say there is a specific dance, no, they would quicker hear my voice. They would quicker see me come to give them a hug. But most of the times, my eyes are glistening.
Your eyes are leaking. They are not tearing. They're just leaking a bit.
They're sweating out it,
Now, Mrs. Reed, I want to thank you so much for coming on this morning and speaking about your life as a head coach and president of the Senate Club, for the inspiration that you provide for our young women here in the sporting arena, and for those you coach as well, and for balancing that soft side with the tough side that we have to see when it comes to the sporting arena. We want to encourage you going forward that as you continue to coach, that you continue to inspire the young women that you come under you, and that they will continue to see you as that mentor, as your mentor has been to you as well.
Thanks.
Yes, it's been a pleasure having you
on. It's been nice being here. Thank you so much.
One quick question. Yes. If someone wants to join up with the Zenith, what do they have to do? Tell everyone your information.
So Zenith Athletic Club is present on 2 social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram. Our numbers are listed, but on there's a registration form that you can sign up directly into the club We have two sections basically. There's the juvenile arm, which is primary school, and the junior senior arm that goes from secondary school forward. And we do have a few persons that have participated in masters. Our training days are Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Signal Hill Secondary School for the juniors, /seniors, and the juveniles are Tuesdays and Thursdays at Shaw Park Playfield, all the days from 4 p.m.
All right. Thank you so much. Everybody get in on Zenith Athletics Club. Your girls will be well taken care of, and they will be strong. That's right.
Now, viewers, will be right back with more conversations, but remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
How it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Do more, live more.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. with a smile on your face. When you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about women in sport. More specifically, we were talking with Mrs. Reed, who is the head coach of the Zenith Club and head coach of Zenith Club and the president of the club as well. But now we're continuing the conversations with Latoya Roberts. She's an author and publisher, and in continuing our observance of International Women's Day, she has been using the power of storytelling to uplift voices and inspire others. Through her work, she continues to encourage women to share their experiences and take ownership of their narratives. Latoya joins us this morning to reflect on the importance of women's voices in literature and the wider impact of storytelling. Good morning and welcome to the program, Latoya.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me online with you today.
It's wonderful to have you. Thank you for accepting the offer. First and foremost, we want to find out what inspired you to get into writing and publishing.
That's an excellent question. Good morning, Tobago. I have been involved in media and communications for about 15 years now, but particularly writing and publishing became an interest of mine back in 2011 when I started to write articles and thought pieces for different international-based magazines and publications. And in 2021, I finally decided to publish my own book. And in the process of publishing that book, a lot of people had questions. They were trying to understand the process. They weren't too keen on what they should write. Should they really tell a story, etc. So from that experience, that is where my company, Books by LR, was born. And then throughout the last 5 years, I've worked with over 50-something authors throughout the Caribbean, writing and telling their stories and publishing their books. I've worked from cookbooks to academic texts to children's storybook to novels, name it. Just once you have an idea, we can talk about it and we'll see what route best works for you telling your story and your narrative to the world.
Now, was there a particular moment or experience that made you go, aha, this is what I want to do? I want to publish and I want to write books?
Yes, I think so. I think being in the Caribbean, we are all great storytellers. Everyone could sit down and tell a good commissar back and when you talk to people, it's like, this could make a good story. Why not document it? Why not just structure it a little bit more formally so that it could last in time? So I think from then, just sitting and listening to people talk, just listening to ideas. Sometimes you wonder if your idea is a silly idea, if it's not good. And there's no really bad idea because there's an audience and there's a voice that everybody would like to listen to. You may not appeal to the whole world, but somebody would like to listen or read what you have to say at the point in time. So I always said, it was just easy to listen to people and then help to bring those stories to life. Because I know sometimes people have challenges structuring the story a little bit or just having it neat down on paper. We're good at speaking, but not necessarily writing those thoughts. So I saw a gap there. And it has been a really useful process for many persons as they structure their thoughts and write their books.
So, Ms. Roberts, you just mentioned that you've noticed some general challenges with the persons who decide that they want to write. Now, bringing it home specifically to women, are there some separate things that press women more than the men when it comes to them putting their stories down? What have you seen?
Excellent. Well, women are very emotional. Definitely. And I think that is a strength with us. And from my experience working with female authors, we have a lot to say. And it comes from deep down in our bosom, deep down in our stomach, really deep down. And it's about really structuring those thoughts and ideas. And I've found that many women actually write self-motivational books or novels that talk about their hardship, their struggles being a woman. Some of the themes that have come out being a woman has to do with woman and family life, finding space in the job versus balancing life at home, so that work-life balance. A lot of women also write a lot of spiritual motivational texts where they're looking for faith and hope and dreams and aspirations. And then there have been some painful stories that women have shared with issues of domestic abuse, with issues of feeling neglected or forgotten by partners and loved ones. But women do have very exciting and powerful story to tell. And it has always been a pleasure to help other women unearth those stories and really bring it to life.
Now, have you seen an increase in women stepping into that authorship or storytelling roles in the recent years?
Yes, definitely, definitely. You know, they always say that women have a way with words, right? So because of that, most of my clients are actually female authors. So a lot of ladies are actually writing now. And I think it's good to trace historically. Publishing has been very traditional and it has always been linked more to academic texts and highly scholarly work that was more male focused at a point in time. But now with the opening of the publishing industry and self-publishing, anyone could tell their stories, but unfortunately the men are not writing as much as now. So women are actually taking over and women are actually publishing a lot more books than males at this point in time.
Ms. Roberts, considering that we are now in the age of artificial intelligence, I was wondering how difficult you think, or what would the issues, or what issues can come up with, you know, someone who wants to produce something, create, but then they just want to just AI it. Have you been getting that kind of obstacle coming up?
Definitely. We are aware of the role of AI in society. And from my perspective, I do believe AI is a useful tool in terms of your publishing journey. My company has taken the principle that we have worked with clients who use AI in their work, but they should declare it within their copyrights and within the book. So there are different schools of thought of how you can use and incorporate AI into your writing style. So we do not encourage full use of AI in the book, but we ask authors to disclose on the copyrights page if this book was produced with AI, and I've also asked my authors to be very specific. So some people could break down and state whether the images were generated with AI or if partially of the text was generated with AI. That sort of descriptive information can be given on the copyrights page. But it's a very growing and fluid field. And there are different schools and thoughts on it. There's some publications and some companies that do not promote and encourage use of AI. But I'm a little bit more modern in my thinking and approach to how we use publishing. But because copyright allows for the use of AI and also acknowledging how it was sourced and what contents were used within the production of the content used in AI. And AI isn't going anywhere. It's only growing. So.
Now, many women who's watching this morning may have stories that they want to share, and they may be unsure of how to start. What advice would you give to them?
Excellent question. And honestly, there's no right or wrong way to publish a book. You just have to start. You just have to have a story and you just have to write. My advice is to anyone who wants to publish, who wants to write, just write your ideas down. I am not so keen on going back to notebook and pen. So if you can type it, that will be excellent. Even if you can WhatsApp it to yourself on your phone. I had a client who wrote his entire book by just WhatsApping me. Every time thoughts came to mind, WhatsApp it, and then we compiled it into a Word document, and that was fine. But just write your ideas down. And when you think you have written enough, and there's no rule it when it's enough. You just have to decide when you've had enough. And then you reach out to a professional editor or a company like mine to start your publishing process. But just write.
So tell us how we can reach your company, Ms. Roberts, Books by LR. So give the public the information they need to reach out when they feel like they have a story to tell.
We are on all social media pages on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, Books by LR, or our website, booksbylr.com.
Good. Wonderful.
And Ms. Roberts, we want to thank you so much for joining us this morning, sharing your journey, sharing how much you have to offer for all women once they reach out to you. We want to thank you for sharing your story and your journey, and we wish you all the best going forward, and happy International Women's Day to you.
Yes, happy International Women's Day.
Thank you, Tobago. Have a great day.
Viewers, this is not the end of our conversation. We have one more coming right up. We were speaking with author, we were speaking with a head coach, and up next we're going to be speaking to someone in the beauty industry. Stay tuned and remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
TL Promotion presents Laugh and Live this Good Friday, 7 p.m. It's non-stop laughter at Virtue Legacy Park, Lowland. Special guest from Jamaica, Mr. Funny himself, Owen Blacker Ellis. From Trinidad, Rising Comics, Alan the Entertainer, and Son Son. And from Tobago, Amateur Comic, Bishop Terence Baines. Listen, this is a laughing matter. Get your tickets now at Den's Electronics, 2nd floor, Port Mall, Scarborough. An Island e-tickets or call 685-1988. At the door, you will pay more. It's gonna be a family affair. Laughter is good for the soul, whether you're young or you're old. So get your tickets now. You can't afford to miss it. Add some laughter to your Easter.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So, even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships. It's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Coconut Cafe.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to our morning show. Just taking a wonderful whiff of that live shot. Tobago looks all squeaky clean. The rain has cleared up, but still be careful on the roadways and don't let a little rain ruin your Friday. We are back with our final guest for this morning, and if you want to see how beautiful this set looks, it's people like this lady who help us look so beautiful. She's creative, she's confident, and when she's ready, she can be very colorful. We welcome on our set Ms. Dernell Smith, the co-founder of Tobago Cosmetics. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you so much. And it's just the founder. There's nobody else.
You and yourself. That's right. So thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you
I know
so
you
much.
were here to promote your Youth Beautrepreneur
Beautrepreneur Camp 2026 edition, yes.
Well, take it away and tell us a little more about that camp.
All right, so this camp was founded in 2020. We had our first edition in 2020. And basically, being an entrepreneur in the beauty industry, being a teacher, I realized that I wanted to do a camp that not just teaches makeup, but also the business side of it. Because I have a saying that I don't understand why we have so many talented but broke individuals walking around, right? And I'm not just talking about the industry, I'm talking about a lot of different industries and niches that do exist. Yes. We have so many talented people, but they've not necessarily understand how to create a thriving lifestyle or profitable lifestyle from those talents. So I say, I often say, I don't want people to end up talented and broke. So I decided within my industry, the beauty industry, I wanted to do a camp that would basically help young persons to do makeup and understand the concept of makeup, the talents behind makeup, but also very much understand the business side of it, like how to turn that into something profitable and not just necessarily having the skill and just grooving by on the skill only.
So I was just going to say, this is not your usual learn to beat face camp.
No.
Then
You do that. No, right? So you do that. We do have that. But in the camp, it's a 2-week session, by the way. So it's for the entire 2 weeks of Easter.
Right.
Right? And what they do is that we have various tutors that would come in that would teach the young ladies about different, I like to call them business seminars. So we have marketing seminar, branding seminar, simple etiquette training we would have done. Somebody will come in from finance. We had last time we collaborated with the division of finance, and they had somebody come in and spoke to the girls about, different options that we have for entrepreneurs to take advantage of, different opportunities in order to build their businesses from one step to the next. So we do have a wide range of seminars along with the makeup side of it that will have the girls engaged for the day period that they're there.
Now, for the viewers listening and who are intrigued by this point and they would want to register, is there a price attached? Who is it for? What other information in terms of registration requirements should they look out for and should have on hand when they are coming for this camp?
Camp is usually advertised for the ages of 10 and above. And I say and above because our first installation, which was hosted right here on the Port Mall, we had 22 girls. And those 22 persons, of those persons, they were young ladies, but they were also mature persons who were home, like myself, teacher on vacation, and decided, well, let me take this opportunity. So I usually say 10 and above. Last class, we had somebody that was younger than 10. And that is through conversation with the parents, understanding that, hey, this is what my child does. She's really interested. And once it's a mature 9 or 8 that would really listen and just be a part, we don't have a problem working with that person. So it's just a matter of calling or messaging, WhatsApping my number, 381-6437, and let me know that you're interested, and all of the relevant information is going to be given to the person.
Understood. So I know that you said you've been having this camp since 2020. How was that experience during that COVID time? Was everything done online?
No. And I'm really trying to tap back if it's 2020 or 2019. I was trying to look for the correct dates. We've had that. I know it was not during COVID because we were here and there were no mask wearing. So it could be 2019. After that, we've had like 2 or 3 other installations. Last year, camp did not happen because I lost my brother the week before camp. So I had to postpone that camp. But I've had persons asking for the summer installation, and I still was not in a place to do camp last year. So this year, I said, let me get back on stream and try my best to have camp this year. Persons have been asking and inquiring. The cost, I think you asked me that earlier, it is $1,200 for the 2-week period. The students receive 2 t-shirts that they wear during camp, so it's a uniform for camp. There is a graduation exercise at the end of it all, and students receive meals for the day, each day. Right? So it's really like a full-fledged daycare package.
Yes. And
with several learning opportunities.
The actual, if you consider the cost for makeup, the cost for your t-shirt, the cost for lunch, $1,200 for 2 weeks is an awesome deal. Parents, get on this.
And they don't share. They have each individual stations.
Wow.
Right? So that is one of the things that I always, boast about when I'm keeping makeup events. They're not sharing with anybody. Each child has their unique station to learn at their pace, and that's how it goes.
Now, I know you spoke about a lot of talented people walking around and they're not sure how to monetize their skills. And we want to thank you so much for embarking upon that, especially including our young men from early as 10 years old. Because sometimes we have some really talented children among us, but we're always saying they're so young and then they wouldn't know what they want. But I'm really appreciative of the fact that you realize that. And as you said, if there is a mature 9, they are welcome to come. And I want to encourage you and continue to ask you to inspire young women here on the island. I know you are an inspiration to a lot of young women here, especially starting Tobago Cosmetics, especially when it comes to your palettes, naming them about your heritage here in Tobago. There's an island pool and things like that, just to ensure and market Tobago as a brand within your products. And that's really what we want coming out of the Tobago space for young women, especially as beauty entrepreneurs. And I want to encourage you to continue on that path. I want to thank you so much this morning for coming on and sharing the camp with us.
Thank you so much.
And I know you would instill all of those wonderful traits that it means to be an entrepreneur in the beauty space to our young women.
Most definitely. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Wonderful to have you with us as well.
So viewers, that was Miss Durnell Smith. She came to share with us this morning about her Beauty Entrepreneur Camp 2026. And we're going on to an obituary here this morning. We have Pastor Samuel Moore. Samuel Moore was born March 1st, 1926 in Tobago, Trinidad, the eldest of 9 children of William Barnabas Moore and Eugene Samuel Moore. His family relocated to Tobago in 1935, where he completed his primary education at Charlottesville Methodist School. Raised in the Seventh-day Adventist faith, he was baptized at age 12 by Pastor T.J. Warner in Charlottesville. His early career included work as an agricultural worker, public servant, offshore worker, photographer, Bible worker, and call porter. He later joined the South Caribbean Conference, serving in various roles before pursuing theological studies at Caribbean Union College, graduating in 1966. Pastor Moore served faithfully in pastoral ministry in Trinidad, Tobago, and Grenada, including districts such as Point Fortin, Princess Town, St. George's in Grenada, Mason Hall, and Canaan. In 1965, he married Elizabeth Diet Moore. Their union produced 3 children, Rowena, Sheldon, and Nolan, deceased. A visionary in media ministry, he pioneered the audiovisual department of the South Caribbean Conference in 1980, producing programs such as Uplift and Heartbeat. He played a key role in introducing audiovisual technology and satellite broadcasting to enhance gospel outreach in the region. After 37 years of pastoral ministry, he continued evangelism through technology, including a daily email ministry titled Daily Inspiration. Known for his curiosity, creativity, and passion for communication, he also operated a community television broadcast while living in La Baja, St. Joseph. Despite lifelong health challenges, a major lifestyle change in the 1980s contributed to remarkable longevity and vitality. Pastor Moore passed away peacefully on February 27, 2026 at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex, one day before his 100th birthday. He was predeceased by his beloved wife Elizabeth in 2019 and his son Nolan. He lives to cherish his memory, his children Rowena Moore McNichol and Sheldon, grandchildren Alex, Rosella, Gabriel, Jaden, and Nyamka, along with siblings, extended family, church members, and friends. We want to express condolences at this time from the Tobago Updates family to the family of Pastor Samuel Moore. Now viewers, this has brought us to the end of our programming this morning here on the Tobago Updates morning show. But the conversations aren't done. We head on over to GMT. So stay tuned and remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
My brother Rollins Christopher Alexander Boy's birthday, his 60th birthday is significant to us because one, he was not supposed to be alive at this time. When he was 10 years, he was knocked down by a car. He was diagnosed with low functional Down syndrome, and the doctor says he would live till about 30. But we thank God that he has blessed him with 30 extra years. Rollins' life's journey has not been an easy one. He endured misunderstanding, exclusion, and hardship in a very time where special needs children were not recognized. Yet, through it all, Rollins persevered. Despite these challenges, he grew into a gentle, joyful, music-loving, community-embraced soul. From playing the scratcher with the Mellow Harp Steel Orchestra, to faithfully attending church, to dancing freely at every celebration, Rollins has taught us the true meaning of resilience, joy, and unconditional love.
The first day that I came, I was searching actually, am I in the right place? And I wondered, whether Boy heard my plea. He came to me. It was the first time that I was meeting him. And he said, "You all right?" In truth and in fact, I was a bit shaky. I said, "Yes." But that question, I think, it placed me in a zone of comfort. When he hugged me and he said again, "You're sure?" And this, they have a way they would put their hands here to see if you have a temperature. Sorry. He did that. And I think that confirmed my comfort. I said, "Yes, here is my place."
This is a big milestone for him because, as you know, as he is here, and today this is a big experience because usually they don't live this long. As we've heard, it takes a lot of hard work, and for him to be able to still be alive and still, this is a lot of work, a lot of love from the school. We've been around him, rallying around him and teaching him, and we want him to live for as long as he can.
We want to create an environment where persons with disabilities can live independently, participate fully in society, and access high quality inclusive care in Tobago. Mr. Rollins is a clear example of what long-term care, love, and support from family, community, and state look like. Alright, Mr. Alexander King Boy, happy 60th birthday. Wishing you the very best. God bless and cheers.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we stronger.
Welcome viewers, you are viewing GMT Good Morning Tobago. I'm your host Natalie Richardson, and of course all week we have been speaking about International Women's Day 2026, and it's not to leave out our men because we know that you are walking with us and you are supporting us, and of course we appreciate you. But just this week we are talking all things women, and before I get more into that International Women's Day topic, let's have our news in 90 seconds for Friday the 6th of March 2026. Former Tobago West Member of Parliament Shamfa Cudjoe-Lewis, in a Tobago Updates exclusive yesterday, officially announced her bid for political leader of the Tobago PNM Council. Internal elections are scheduled for April 2026. After 15 years representing Tobago on the national stage, she is calling for a, and I quote, renewal of the party, end of quote, to transform the council into a modern, disciplined organization and reunite its membership. Leader Ansel Dennis is yet to make similar declarations. Police were forced to intervene at Scarborough Secondary School yesterday following the violent disturbance among students. The incident, which spilled out into the street just outside the school, required a heavy police presence to quell the fighting. While no serious injuries were reported, the event has reignited urgent calls for increased security and mental health support within Tobago's secondary school system. Finally, under the TTPS Special Victims Department's Operation Beacon, a 52-year-old Charlottesville man will appear in Scarborough Court facing multiple counts of child cruelty after allegedly assaulting his children over a missing ring. Separately, police have questioned a suspect in a horrific sexual assault. A woman was allegedly kidnapped in a silver Toyota Corolla in Buku and taken to a Susuland's apartment. The public is urged to contact the nearest police station with any information or call 800-TIPS. That's 800-8477. And that was your news in 90 seconds. Join us this evening at 6:30 p.m. for a full newscast right here on Tobago Updates Television. And we're getting into International Women's Day. Now, many of us have so many women in our lives, be it our mothers, aunties, just mentors, daughters, you name it. And this morning, we just want to share some photos of women who have influenced our lives. You may recognize some of them, and I'll call their names quickly. Jenny Richardson Bruce, Sian Chance, Sherry-Ann Richardson Sandy, Linda Frank Seeley, and of course we continue to just celebrate these women, and I know you have these women all around us. And I know these women are very familiar to many of you, so make sure if they missed it, you let them know that they were on this morning. And we have Rhea and her sister there. Yes, no strangers to us. And that's, I know, Rhea's daughter, one of them. I think she claims the other one too, so that's all family. All right, and thank you so much to all these women, and we know there are many others. Many of you wanted to submit, but you did not make it on time. But we thank you for those who submitted, and we continue to celebrate our women as we commemorate International Women's Day 2026. And that day is really on Sunday, the 8th of March. But because we are women, because we like to do things big, we took the entire week on Tobago Updates Television just to celebrate you, to celebrate us. Joining me this morning is Assembly Member Naticia Charles-Pantin, and we know her as the Agriculture Lady, but that's not her current portfolio. She continues, of course, to be diligent and committed to whatever comes before her. She is currently the Assembly Member for the Electoral District of Bagatelle at South Mason Hall, or is it Mason Hall South?
Mason Hall South.
Mason Hall South.
Bagatelle.
Right, Bagatelle. And of course, she is the Secretary in the Division of Infrastructure and Public Transportation. Good morning, Mrs. Pantin.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Mason Hall South, Bagatelle. Good morning, Tobago.
And we're getting right into it as we talk about International Women's Day 2026. Every year there's a theme. Most of the themes you hear, of course, will talk about advancing women, talk about injustice, talk about how to get us equal with our male counterparts. It also highlights challenges that we may have. I want to focus on the themes, of course. The UN always decides a particular theme, but what many of us don't know, sometimes we may say two themes. So there's a theme that is there, I call it sometimes the academic theme, the one that is heavily discussed. And then there's another theme, sort of a lighter ring to it, that they usually use in their media campaigns, and I'm just trying to find it because I don't want to phrase it right. So the United Nations theme for IWD 2026 is rights, justice, action for all women and girls. So many times we think about International Women's Day, we think of the grown women, but it also includes our younger ones, the girls as well. And as we think about that, the campaign theme talks about give to gain. And as we think about and reflect on those two areas, and they are very far apart, I want us, Mrs. Pantin, to look at the latter theme, give to gain, because that held my interest. You know, when we talk about giving, we don't really think about gaining. And when you hear that theme, give to gain, and you think of women, what comes to your mind?
Well, I mean, most times when you hear, I mean, all of us were children.
Yes.
And, you know, most times children, when they give, they always say, you know, well, I gave to you, so, you know, and if they expect it in return.
Yes.
So when you said we're not accustomed to gaining, even as children playing in primary school, reciprocation is always expected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. But the theme, I love the theme. It's an interesting theme. It speaks about investing time and resources, and you know what you get out of that investment.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that in my role under the Division of Food Security, my former role, I would have made strides in terms of bringing women into the limelight, into the public as to what they do, and most of all, what they embrace as their passion. You find more women involved in agro-processing than farming, and it's a unique thing to women. We love to create, and I'm not saying men don't love to create, but you find more women going into those areas. And of course, I enjoyed that aspect even more because I would get to enjoy all the soaps, the creams. Of course, I would pay for all.
Yes, you're supporting them.
Yes. So I would have tried to create facilities where they could access funding to further what they do in terms of branding, marketing. would have created opportunities for them to ply their trade, not only here but abroad. So, we did marvelous things as women under the division of food security. But I wouldn't say that it's limited where I am. What I would say is more women should get involved, but they are involved in decision making.
Right.
So when we talk about infrastructure, we automatically believe a man should inform.
Yes, because even when you were sworn in, I know reporters would have asked, how do you feel going into that, what would be described as male-dominated sector. They even mentioned that, being the first female to head the division, and I think you were also the first at food security as well. So how can you bring, or how do you, intend to bring that unique female perspective into the division?
An interesting, thing that happened recently in one of my heads meeting, the technical officers said to me on the 10-on, 10-off program, 80% of the workers are women. And I saw this as an opportunity to get them into areas that they would love and enjoy. So we intend to restructure that program, into one that you can develop skills. And throughout the division itself, if you look at, especially on Facebook, I know we have been featuring women, you see them on the rollers, and, so it's to try to get them into areas that they love. And you could see that whatever they do, they love it.
Right.
So we should also allow women to be the decision makers as it relates to infrastructure and transportation. And I see that as, equal opportunity. So, all around, you see women meeting and going beyond what is expected.
And I think it's so important in terms of the message, the image sends not only to our girls but to our boys. Because I have a very excitable 6-year-old, and when he saw the first female bus driver, the first time, because he says he wants to be a bus driver, boys, they love the big equipment. And something we started to talk about, and he said, but mommy, you can't do that. And I said, but why? If I want to, I could learn. And he said, no, that's for boys. And I said, there's a female bus driver in Tobago, and I'm going to find her for you one of these mornings. And a morning, we were at Rockley Vale Lights, and I glimpsed her, and I said, look, the bus across the road. And he said, that's a woman. And he went crazy. So for him now, he's coming to that understanding that, anybody can do it once they are willing. And it's such an important message, I think, as I said, not just for girls, but for boys to understand. Because now he would ask, so mommy, you could drive a truck? And he would see, if we're driving behind the excavator, you see it. And what about the excavator? And I said, yes, girls can do anything the boys can do, and the boys can do anything. I say, sometimes one person may do it better than the other because they just have a better understanding. But it doesn't mean a boy cannot do it or a girl cannot, and we have these very interesting conversations. So I think, a woman being in what we may call a male-dominated area, of course, she may have challenges, but it allows, her to create that platform and opportunities for others to come. And I like when you said, featuring the woman on the rollers, etc., because even they of themselves is something that our girls coming through the school system can think of. Sometimes we box ourselves into what we call nurturing professions, or what we describe as more suitable for girls, but the sky's the limit.
Yes. Women can operate heavy equipment just as men.
Most definitely, yes. And it's just about competence and understanding what's expected of you. As we continue to discuss, this team, when you really look at what it wants, International Women's Day, it's something that may be new for some of us, but it actually started in the 1900s, just as a national day in the US, and then other countries adopted it. And I think somewhere 1970 something, I think it's 77, it became a day on March 8th, when the UN adopted it earlier, a few years before that, and made it a day on their calendar. Why is it important for us, you think, to set aside such a day to commemorate the advancement and even the challenges? Because it really highlights the advancement and the challenges we go through as women.
to share, I mean, besides educating the public, is also to empower other women in this space, other girls in this space, to aspire to do more. If you look at the calendar, you have so many commemorative days, even for men. And all these days, you know, they really send a message to the different stakeholders that, hey, don't limit yourself. If you have to build a society, right, you can be part of it. You know, just believe in yourself. And that is why I believe it's important to have these type of days, and not only to have it, but to feature. You see how Tobago Updates featured the women earlier, and I know a lot of them. Right. And they are inspiring women. And I think that's important. It goes beyond just creating programs and giving financial support.
Right.
But it empowers you by seeing live women, you know, everyday women around you, aspiring to be a better version of themselves every day.
And when we really think of if you look at, you know, just women across the globe, how they pick up that responsibility to take care of their children, their families even. Even when I walk through Scarborough, my eyes will always look at the senior female in the market.
Correct.
Or the one who's walking through with her little basket selling sweets. And I said, you know, sometimes we overlook these individuals, and when we have these days, we think of the lawyers, the doctors. But these women are changing so many lives, you know, in their own right, and having that presence. And sometimes I think that they think they are not seen, but I want to tell them this morning, you are seen. You know, some of us, we see you, we know that you are giving so much of yourself. Because I can't imagine walking around Scarborough with a basket of sweets, you know, hoping somebody gives me a sale. What happens at the end of the day if I don't get a sale? And you see these women come back out the next day and the next day. That says a lot to me. That speaks of resilience. That speaks of commitment. That speaks of diligence. And some of us, you know, in the fancy AC office, we don't have it. A little thing and we cry whole day, you know?
Yes. So, and that's why I continue to support a lot of these women. There are some online I follow, and I always tell them where to find me.
Yes.
And if I'm not there, drop it off. You know, because I understand what it is like. I mean, I myself, when, you know, before I became a politician, I was into the craft as well. So I try to support. Even yesterday, or day before yesterday, I had to run down to Trinidad. And I met a young lady, and she was selling books and sweets and all these things. But I bought her a smoothie, and the smoothie was so sweet. And then she came with the candy, and you know, she started to say that I'm doing this to my kids, and I didn't buy the sweet, but I still gave her the money. And I said, you would understand that I don't want to become diabetic.
But you still supported
But I still supported her, and she was so surprised. And I do those things because I understand, you know, what it is like.
And it's just encouragement. Sometimes, you know, they need that encouragement. As and you mentioned politics. I don't know if you took a walk in my mind, but I want us to look at women in politics. When we talk about International Women's Day, or just women in general, leadership and women in politics would usually come up. You know, there are many different thoughts on what type of leader a female makes, etc. But I want us to look at politics in particular. Historically in the Caribbean, when you hear about politics, it's considered a blood sport, you know, and we see more women coming into it, but it's still heavily male dominated. If you look at the photos from the CARICOM heads of government, I mean, you don't even need 5 fingers to count the women, you know, in the photo. So just to share with our viewers, how did you come into the world of politics, so as it's described in this blood sport?
Well, I'll tell you something. I believe the chief secretary is responsible for that, and you know, other mentors in this space. So let's say men are very influential in pushing some women into politics. And it is the chief secretary that felt that I should lead at the Division of Food Security at first, and then he went on to send me to the Division of Infrastructure, and that is why I laugh, because I started to imagine myself in the Division of Infrastructure. And I think I recall him saying, I see you laughing, so you look like you're okay.
Yes, right, yes.
You know, and I mean, so it takes a great leader to have an eye for the person that he wants wherever he wants them. So I must give credit to our leader for, you know, placing confidence, because many times you may not feel confident, but as a leader you have to identify those that would function wherever. And selecting a woman to lead in both instances, I believe that he's the one that should be given the credit.
Right. And you know, we often hear that women wait until they're 100% qualified before they apply for a job, while the data shows that men will apply at 60%. Did you ever feel pressure to be doubly qualified before seeking office? You know, because the measure stick is not the same for men and women. So do you think, and it may not be you, we can talk about it in general, do you think that women, you know, are under pressure to make sure everything is perfect before I step into this job or this profession, while our men will say, hey, this is enough, I'm taking a shot of it?
Well, certainly I'm not perfect. I carry myself with, you know, who I am.
Right.
So I'm not pretending to be, you know, that I wasn't doing things before, engaging, you know, in normal activities. And my choice of furthering my education was based on economic circumstances. I believe that if I furthered my education at the time, that I would have more opportunities in terms of family, because we didn't grow up with all that we wanted.
Right.
And I felt like it was my responsibility to become educated so that, you know, I'd be ready for any opportunity that there is out there, wherever, you know, that may be. And it goes to show you that even though I selected a particular course or a particular degree, I'm now in the division of infrastructure, and it speaks to, you know, becoming educated and trained so that no matter where you are placed, you function as a manager, because you would have had that experience of managing.
Right.
Yeah? So my choice was based on economic circumstances.
Right.
And, you know, you try to make your parents proud, because you have a humble beginnings, all of us, and you want to break, you know, the barrier, and, you know, show that we can be, you know, aspire to be what we can be, given your economic situation.
And what advice would you give to women who are already in their professions but maybe are trying to move up, you know, in their workplace and develop themselves? And, you know, what advice would you give them as they try to transition into leadership roles?
As I grow older, my advice, and to be honest, what I value most is your willingness to be part of a team. You may not be the most educated, but you're willing to get things done. And I see more value in that. Even though you may have a degree, you may not be happily going along with it. You don't want to participate. You're just behind the scenes, not doing anything. I believe in people coming forward and doing what they love. Doing what you love may not necessarily need a degree.
Right.
Right. There are instances where people, they're already doing what they love, but they're not certified. And then someone somewhere would see it and said, you know what? Let's come in on the back end and get you certified because you're already doing it. That happens.
Yes.
So finding what you love, because let's be real, we're not going to be here forever.
Right.
And our happiness, building a society that you can pass on to the next generation, that is what I hold dear to me. Being able to access services of superior quality that speaks to Tobago. So when people see us anywhere in the world, because they would have visited and experienced what we are, they can say Tobagonians are good people. Yeah?
Yes. And of course, Secretary, I want to thank you so much for sharing with us.
Yes.
And on behalf of Tobago Updates Television, I also want to wish you, a happy International Women's Day.
Oh, happy International Women's Day to you.
Thank you. And of course, for you to keep at it, keep doing what you do, and always providing, excellent leadership. And we see your commitment and your hard work. So we see you.
All right. Cheers. Happy International Women's Day to everyone.
All right, viewers, with that, we go for a quick break, and when we return, we have more in store for you.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So, even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
It's a brand new morning.
right? So we're talking about everything on wheels, and it's actually an event where parents get to interact and bond while having fun with their kids. Anything on wheels, it doesn't matter. Scooter, bikes, what do you call it? Actually, anything. It's all about just interacting with your children, really bonding, spending time. Persons on wheelchairs, so even if your parents on wheelchair, bring them out. It's an afternoon of fun, entertainment, and just having a good time. All we're asking for is a donation of a non-perishable item, so that at the end of it, we can give it to someone, donate it to someone who's definitely in need. So let's have fun.
Yes, as a road man. Yes, I am a road man. And every year my program.
Everything on Wheels, and of course we have Ms. Hyacinth Stevenson, who will speak to us about this very creative event, Everything on Wheels. Good morning, Hyacinth, and welcome.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Let's get right into it. Everything on Wheels, where the idea came from.
So the idea came from having children, I should say. Being a parent, you always want to find things for your children to do. So I think utilizing the prams, when they were much younger, I realized that person had items like that, but was not able to use it based on their space and, their busy lifestyle. So I remember one day I said to myself, why not? Why not create a family where people could, do stuff together? So the first attempt at it was moms and prams and dads and lads. And I said to myself this year, why limit who can show up to the event?
Right.
So that's how Everything on Wheels came about.
Excellent. And tell us a little bit about Higher Level Expressions, what that entity does.
So Higher Level Expression focuses on natural products as well as wellness initiatives, which actually birthed Candy Care Spa. Candy Care is all about, it's a mobile as well as indoor beauty and spa bar.
Right.
Yeah.
And is this, you mentioned a prior event. Are there more events you have put on, or are you now delving into doing events?
So I would have done events prior to. So it's something I'm trying to initially show up for, so that at the end of the day, our children would be able to have things to do besides be on screens.
And I love that, because the addiction to the screen, and I think every parent could identify. You try your best, but it is an addiction, and we have to understand that it is that, so that we can deal with it accordingly. Everything on Wheels, tell us when and where.
So Everything on Wheel is actually on the 28th of March this month. It starts at 4:30 p.m.
Hi.
We start off
So we're talking about
the entrance of Canaway by the hardware, and we are going into the end of Tea and Tech Plants and back out.
And is there a registration fee?
So there isn't a registration fee. However, we are asking persons to donate a non-perishable item. So at the end of it, we would be able to distribute it to someone who definitely is in need.
You mentioned, of course, you can bring your parents on their wheelchairs, etc. Tell us a little, for those who may be concerned, they may be bringing people who we may not describe, may need extra care. Will there be medical persons on site?
So yes, we do have medical persons that would be at the event. Also, we wanted not to forget the persons who are unable to move on a daily basis. There's a saying that the older our parents get is the more childish they become. So, it's a circle. And I wanted for them to be able to enjoy the things that they once enjoyed. So Everything on Wheels is just not, as I said, it's just not for the person who are able, but for the persons who are intentional about showing up. Too many times the parents are home because they're aging and we are so busy. So that is why Everything on Wheels is more of a family fun event.
And I can just imagine the age groups coming. I can see the senior citizens getting excited, hearing the noise of the children around, and seeing them so active. And of course that will recreate their memories, and they would have stories to share as well. So March the 28th, that's a Saturday, is it?
It is.
Saturday afternoon, 4:30 p.m. Everything on Wheels. Come out. You can probably even get creative. There might be some wheels out there we didn't think of, and you are going to show up with them. Something for parents and children, no age group restrictions. All right, strollers, bikes, scooters. I saw a pogo stick in the promo, wheelchairs. And if we have no wheels?
So if you don't have no wheels, your foot is mobile enough. And I am assuring you, you're going to have fun, even if it is you're on feet. Because, you know, just being able to see your children smile and laugh and being in that family environment is what is important. So even though you don't have anything on wheels, I'll be on feet. You know, so you can come out.
All right, so there you have it, something to definitely check out and be a part of. And, you know, one of the concerns I always raise in Tobago, there's so many events and some may be advertised as family friendly, and when you get there you have to cover the ears and eyes of your children. This is not one of them. This is for your child, for your children, and you can be comfortable knowing that they are coming in a safe environment and have fun. And there are so many benefits, not just the social interaction, but you're moving, you know, that physical activity. Many of us, we sit at our desk all day. Our children are in from school, they come in, homework, they're on the screen, etc. So just a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Come out, enjoy the fresh air, have fun with each other, make new friends as well, and form new bonds. So thank you so much, Hyacinth, for sharing with us.
You're most welcome for having me.
All right, and let me also wish you happy International Women's Day. I know we celebrate on Sunday, but I'm seeing you today, so keep shining, keep on moving, and just to let you know that your hard work is seen.
Thank you so very much.
All right, viewers, we go for a quick break, and when we return, we wrap up with our last guest for this morning as we continue to discuss the International Women's Day theme.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Springs. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Coming up, another show-stopping performance from the Republic Bank Exodus Steel Orchestra as Antigua and Barbuda got ready for its own fiesta of color and energy. New ideas for Tobago tourism delivered at the Youth Congress. This highly rated property fits in perfectly with the vacation offerings of St. Kitts and Nevis, where the future of travel was laid out. It's all next on this station.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Do more, live more.
TL Promotion presents Laugh and Live this Good Friday, 7 p.m. It's non-stop laughter at Birchwood Legacy Park, Lowland. Special guest from Jamaica, Mr. Funny himself, Owen Blacker Ellis. From Trinidad, Rising Comics, Alan the Entertainer, and Son. And from Tobago, amateur comic, Bishop Terence Baines. Listen, this is a laughing matter. Get your tickets now at Den's Electronics, 2nd floor, Port Mall, Scarborough. An Island e-tickets, or call 685-1988. At the door, you will pay more. It's gonna be a family affair. Laughter is good for the soul, whether you're young or you're old. So get your tickets now. You can't afford to miss it. Add some laughter to your Easter.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Hair goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you for staying with us. I am your host, Natalie Richardson, and with me this morning is Miss Abby Taylor, former Speaker of the Assembly Legislature and currently Director of Antiquities. Good morning.
Good morning, Natalie. How are you?
I am fine. And, you know, just as before we get into International Women's Day, you're sitting in a new portfolio. Just very briefly, because the interview is not centered on that. So just for viewers, Director of Antiquities, what does that entail?
I'm sure a lot of people are unaware. I'm currently going through the motions of finding out what it means within the Tobago space.
Right.
Because our history and our culture is so intertwined and it's so rich.
Yes.
So it's hard to sometimes put into words. But if I were to frame it contextually, I would say I am the gatekeeper of our heritage. Yeah.
Well, I think we have a good gatekeeper, and I know it's going to be a lot of work, and I know people are excited because there's always been a cry, you know, what are we doing to preserve what we have and ensure those who are coming on board understand where we came from and where we need to go. So that is, you know, excellent. So International Women's Day. Globally, we always hear about this. Some of us think it's just a thing, right? We talk about the advancement of women, we talk about gender equality, and for some of us, we see it more on paper and not a reality. Do you think a day like this should be commemorated, or is it just, you know, like many others, just something for people to create events around?
I don't think that it should be treated as an isolated day of celebration, because women have transitioned many boundaries and we do it on a daily basis.
Right.
I mean, the single mother having to get up, carry her kids to school, that's a triumph in itself. The secretary who is in a space of leadership, or minister in a space of leadership that isn't necessarily thought of as a woman's portfolio, a teacher, a pastor. We have been able to transcend so many dimensions that typically and historically was regulated to men. So isolating a day, it's nice. It's good to say hi, Happy International Women's Day.
Right.
But we do this on a daily basis as women. We conquer fears, we overcome hurdles and obstacles on a daily basis.
Right.
So celebration of women, for me personally, should be an everyday thing.
And one of the themes, well, I shouldn't say one of, so the UN, and I would have explained this to our viewers earlier, but just in case you're now joining us. So the UN's theme is rights, justice, action for all women and girls, you know, and that seems very heavy. But then there's a global campaign you see, which is of a lighter nature in terms of their social media campaigning and marketing strategies, give to gain. And we would have discussed it briefly, Secretary Pantin and myself. When you hear the idea of give to gain and you think of it in the context of us as women, you know, what comes to mind? Because they're two juxtaposing ideas, giving and gaining, you know. When you think of women and you hear that theme, what comes to mind?
But it works so symbiotically.
Yes.
Because as women, we are nurturers by nature.
Right.
So we are taught to give.
Yes.
Give of our bodies, give of our time, give of ourselves in our daily interactions with persons. So for me, it's not something far-fetched.
Right.
The gaining, the reciprocating part is something that I think we need to work on. I think just as a personal thing, sometimes we give so much that it's hard to even ask or reach out when we are in need, because I don't know if it's culturally or if it's something that it's worldwide, but we have been taught in Tobago to always be strong.
Yes, yes.
And that comes with a level of, how do you describe it? It's almost like we're not supposed to ask, especially when we are going through our motions.
Yeah.
That receiving is unheard of, but to give is so easy.
And it's interesting you mentioned that, because it really transcends. And when you look at our male counterparts in terms of how they support each other in their professional development, the quote-unquote boys club, that networking, they reach out to each other, they bounce ideas. You know, I have this problem, how you think we solve it? But when as a female, you go to your female counterpart or even your male counterpart, you come across as, well, you're in charge, you should know how to fix that, and not as you're coming for advice from somebody who may have more knowledge, because even though you might be in leadership, no one person, you know, knows everything and reaching out. So it's interesting that you mentioned that, because we're looking at also women in leadership roles and how we are perceived. We know, and it has been established, that we are not seen equal with our male counterparts when we look at leadership. You know, we're measured differently. We are, you know, and many of us as women, that nurturing aspect, balancing your career, your family,
I can tell you,
you know, and many times the woman who has advanced, now some have done it, right?
Yeah.
But usually the woman who has advanced in terms of her career, and you speak to many of them, would have given up and sacrificed and would have lost on the family side of things. You know, can we really balance it? I was going to ask, how do we, but can we really balance it?
I think that's the good thing about being a woman. It's that we don't know the answers to everything, but we try. And I think that's the resilient part of us.
And let me be the devil's advocate here. Should we have to balance it?
In some circumstances, some women don't have a choice but to.
Right.
You know? So, again, it speaks to us as resilient creatures. We often don't have the latitude or the privilege to rest or to lean back and to say somebody else has this.
Right.
We just have to. And that happens in all spheres of life for women. It could be on the family side, it could be in work, it could be, you know, in your co-curricular activities. We don't have the convenience of resting or sometimes having that community to fall back on. We just have to. And that says a lot. I feel like if we are tired most of the times, but we don't have a choice but to endure.
You know, you're speaking to me, because usually when people ask, how are you? I say, oh gosh, tired as usual, but I'm good.
Yeah.
I am good. You know, I'm blessed. I'm happy to be alive, but I am tired, you know, and that's just my reality.
Yeah. And a lot of us function tired.
Yeah.
And as I said, we don't have a choice but to.
Looking at that response and tying it back to the theme, the global campaign theme, Give to Gain, is it that as women we are falling short on that collaborative effort and supporting each other? Because when we look at Give to Gain, it also points in terms of, you know, focusing on generosity, mentorship, collaboration, being there for each other. Is it that we're missing elements of that, so we feel we are all alone in this walk?
I think that's a mental hurdle that we have to overcome, because we have communities, especially in Tobago. I hate to always, not hate, but I love to always go back to the fact that our history and our heritage is kind of bounded in community. Right. So there's community everywhere. It's just finding your community and persons who would pour into you as much as you pour into them. One of the things I prided myself on when I was the presiding officer is creating a space for young girls to feel as if they belong, and for understanding who they are as Tobagonians, and how do you see yourself in the wider context of Trinidad and Tobago and globally as well? Because you would go to Trinidad and sometimes you feel so out of place, because this is not your lived reality and it's something totally different down there, or any other place is something different. So it's almost like a culture shock. But finding a group of people that you could rely on, you could vent to, you could just say, I have this idea, let me just run it by you and hear what you think. I think that is so important as women, having that group of people that you could rely on.
And how do we encourage that mindset, you know, of finding that community? Because as you said, the community is there in most cases, we just have to find, but are we looking for the community in some cases? Because we're tired. We're tired already. It's like, you know, that's one more thing you're adding to my list for me to go look for a community. How do we encourage each other, you know, to step out of that comfort and don't be afraid to ask for help? Don't be afraid to you know, find someone you trust and be able to share and vent. Because again, culturally, we are not just women, but we're a people in the Caribbean. We keep everything inside, right? And, you know, we process things so heavily in our minds, and it impacts us, and then we lash out on those around us, and we don't even understand why, but because we don't have that safe space to share and not feel judged. So how do I encourage a woman who's already, you know, in her mind doing it all, and you're telling her, well, there are people out there, go look for them?
Well, the first thing is to not isolate yourself. I think that is the biggest problem we have as women, is that we often feel as if we are on an island by ourselves. No man is an island, and no one problem is relegated to one person. You know, people love to say that how rain does fall on everybody. You know, so by that alone, you know that there are other people who are going through the same circumstances as you. And I also believe in heavily that, you know, conversations like these should start at a younger age. So that we don't have tired women in our 30s and our 40s now struggling to find that community that would help, but could have helped if we had just had the conversation a little bit earlier on in life. Again, there are platforms out there. There's the Girls of Impact. I see that they're doing so much work in Parliament. There's the YES program. At the legislature, there are programs for not only for women, but for kids who wants to be politician or aspiring politician. You just have to find your niche and fit in. There are youth clubs, youth groups, sports clubs. We have it. We just have to get out of that mindset where we're all alone in this. So this is a singular walk. And I think that's the most that's the most touchy part of life, is that, you know, you have to get out of your head sometimes.
And I like that, get out of your head, because even as women, we are so competitive against and with each other that sometimes we miss that high point of lifting our sister up and celebrating with her. And even in that, forming communities where there's support. But I don't want to come and tell you anything because I'm afraid you're going to run with it, or I will seem inferior to you. And sometimes the person not not even there, but you in your head space have all these, hiccups in your mind that is keeping you isolated from the help and the support.
Yeah.
That
Competition
is
isn't a bad thing. Yeah?
No, it's
Competition
not.
could actually make you aspire to want to do more.
Right.
But again, it's not the pulling down of persons while trying to get to wherever you need to be. I think if people are more open, they would see that there are more persons rooting for you than rooting against you. So again, it all goes back to community and finding your people, your tribe.
Yeah, finding your people. And as we wrap up this interview and we think of International Women's Day again, we have our girls coming up. What advice would you have to that girl or even young lady who may come across this interview at some point? What will you tell them, that they have the opportunity to do or to prepare themselves as they come into womanhood?
I was watching previous interviews and everybody has something to say about your posture when going into new spaces. Sometimes as women, we take on this posture of being a man because it's a man's world that we live in or the space that we're entering into. Almost needs you to be something that you're not. I think if you show up as your most authentic self and be resilient and diligent in your purpose, everything would fall into place. I remember speaking to a couple young women last year, it could have been, and they were like, what would you say if you wanted to get into leadership positions? And I had to tell them that leadership isn't linear. Just like life, it's not linear. It has its hills and its valleys. It's how you commit to your purpose and how you show up daily. So despite whatever field you want to get into, even if it's politics, if it's what else can you want to go into? Politics, any other field of service to men.
Right.
Show up as your most authentic self, and your purpose would make space for you all the time.
I want to thank you so much for sharing with us, and I like that, be diligent in your purpose. So if you missed anything, remember, be diligent in your purpose and be authentic, and just be you.
Just be you.
Yes, just be you. And even with Secretary Pantin, she mentioned we all have something. Bring it, and that's what you're bringing. So though people may ask her a lot of times, she's now in infrastructure, which appears to be male dominated. How does she feel? But if you consume, as you mentioned, if she keeps that in her head space, it's going to hold her back from executing what she has to do. But she's accustomed to leadership. She knows what she's about, and she goes in there. She is supported by a team, and she just executes.
Everybody has that one little thing about themselves. It's like a fingerprint. Nobody else has it.
Most definitely.
So why not be you?
Most definitely. And I think that's a good note to end. And let me wish you, on behalf of Tobago Updates Television, happy International Women's Day. And as you rightfully said, not just make it one day, but we are women every day. And we have to do what we have to do, and let's uphold each other. There's many talks where we talk about women wearing crowns and tiaras. So if you see your sister's tiara or crown a little crooked, just straighten it up and uphold her. Support her, because at some point yours will be crooked, and I'm sure you'll want somebody to straighten it for you. Yes, so let's remember that. Viewers, of course, we had some sad news earlier this week, the passing of Pastor Samuel Moore, and of course we would share some information with you now. Samuel Moore was born on March 1st, 1926 in Toco, Trinidad, the eldest of 9 children of William Barnabas Moore and Eugene Samuel Moore. His family relocated to Tobago in 1935, where he completed his primary education at Charlottesville Methodist School. Raised in the Seventh-day Adventist faith, he was baptized at age 12 by Pastor T.J. Warner in Charlottesville. His early career included work as an agricultural worker, public servant, offshore worker, photographer, Bible worker, and call porter. He later joined the South Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, serving in various roles before pursuing theological studies at the Caribbean Union College, graduating in 1966. Pastor Moore served faithfully in pastoral ministry in Trinidad, Tobago, and Grenada, including districts such as Point Fortin, Princestown, and St. George's, Grenada, Mason Hall, and Canaan. In 1965, he married Elizabeth Diet Moore. Their union produced 3 children, Rowena, Sheldon, and Noland, deceased. A visionary in media ministry, he pioneered the audiovisual department of the South Caribbean Conference in 1980, producing programs such as Uplift and Heartbeat. After 37 years of pastoral ministry, he continued evangelism through technology, including a daily email ministry titled Daily Inspiration. Known for his curiosity, creativity, and passion for communication, he also operated a community television broadcast while living in La Baja, St. Joseph. Despite lifelong health challenges, a major lifestyle change in the 1980s contributed to remarkable longevity and vitality. Pastor Moore passed away peacefully on February 27, 2026 at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex, one day before his 100th birthday. He was predeceased by his beloved wife Elizabeth and his son Nolan. He lives to cherish his memory. His children Rowena Moore McNichol and Sheldon, grandchildren Alex, Rosella, Gabriel, Jaden, and Nyamika, along with siblings, extended family, church members, and friends. And of course, from the Tobago Updates television family, we extend condolences to the Moore family at this time as you grieve the loss of a loved one. We know that he will greatly be missed by all.
Is nailed to the cross, and I bear it no more. Praise the Lord, oh my soul. It is well.
Right, so I know many of you would have known Pastor Moore, and if not him directly, the children and of course the extended family right here in Tobago. So and many of you would not have known that he passed away. So now that the information is here, again, condolences to the family and friends of Pastor Moore. At this time, we end our show. Of course, it is Friday, the beginning of the weekend here in this part of the world we live. And I will always remind us that, yes, you are your brother's keeper. Let's be safe.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise.